Hello.
Hi, Pat.
All right, there are some weirdos out there that enjoy hiking.
Can confirm.
Hiking is this activity where you go in the wilderness. And
I did it recently.
You just walk. All right, you're risking getting eaten. You risk getting eaten by cougars. It's awful.
Valley Green is very soothing.
And when someone you love decides to go hiking, you end up spending most of the time worried that a cougar got curious and wanted to see what human tastes like. Now, after a few hours, you might think they're just really getting after the hiking game. All right. And after a day, you might think they stopped off at a Denny's. But after 2 weeks, you're concerned.
Yeah.
You're concerned that we've got a full-grown cougar attack. And that's what happened to the family of Suzanne Courtier, who went hiking in Zion National Park and was missing for 2 weeks. She was finally found and returned to her family, having survived after being taken in by a pack of Black Panthers named Raksha and a slow bear named Baloo.
How did she name them? What was this?
Black Panther named Raksha and a slow bear named Baloo.
Literally. Black Panthers adopted her.
Wait, did you ever see The Jungle Book?
Oh, my
No.
God.
Oh, my God. He's never so out.
Never seen The Jungle Book?
It's been like 20...
Guys, he's too busy watching
30
sports.
years.
What a loser.
It's been 30 years since I watched The
You've
Jungle
seen
Book.
the Jungle Book? You're watching sports?
My latest attachment to The Jungle Book was hearing Louis Prima sing the song for my daughter.
You're
Like,
such a
on
nerd.
Alexa.
You don't even know Jungle
I thought
Book.
you were combining stories with the cougar that attacked the one hiker guy and then the lady that got lost for 2 weeks.
No. We can if you want.
Jungle Book?
Yeah.
That's an old reference.
No, it's a reference that only you didn't get because you're too much of a sports guy. Loser watching sports.
Can confirm. Yeah, I was totally over my head. I got nothing.
Yeah, but there was the story, you're right, about the guy who was followed
like
for
6
6
minutes?
minutes
Yeah.
by a cougar
And
who
he was like, no!
And I've never seen it weird.
Put the paws up.
he was putting the paws up, but he
and
was also
sliding around. Yeah, it was weird.
He was
So-
like reverse moonwalking towards the guy.
So anyway, tell me about this Jungle Book. What happens in it?
I mean, you got to see the movie. I'm not going to ruin it for people out there who haven't seen
Spoiler alert.
it. Spoiler alert.
Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets
Spoiler
girl
alert.
back.
Mowgli. I heard
Mowgli
Mowgli.
goes hiking in Zion National Park, and after 2 weeks, he's found.
Louis Prima is like the voice of the bear or whatever, right?
I don't know.
In the original?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, who's got Jungle Book knowledge now?
No.
I don't know.
We'll quickly move
Yes,
on
please.
then. The NFL review of the Titans concluded yesterday. The NFL found that the team was fully cooperative. There was an insufficient communication regarding player workouts, however, outside of the facility, but no one will be disciplined.
Oof.
The Titans organization will face, though, a potential fine.
Oh, will they?
Yeah.
No, but no docking of draft picks.
Oh, they're gonna have
No forfeits.
They're gonna have trouble catering an event.
Hey,
after this fine.
don't jump. What did Ryan Tannehill say? Don't jump to conclusions, bro. What did he say?
They're gonna have to go some Bobo, fast food place, but they're not getting the good stuff.
All right, Dr. Catfish is saying, who has never seen The Jungle Book? I was right. Louis Prima's in The Jungle Book.
Just Jungle Book,
I
man.
knew Mowgli.
Doesn't mean
You
you knew
saying
Mowgli.
Louis Prima. I have no idea who that is. I assume a singer?
I'm the king of the jungle. No?
No?
No, that's Baloo. You're thinking of Baloo.
Yeah, that's who played Baloo.
Yeah,
no,
it's Baloo.
no.
The voice.
Louis
All right,
Prima was doing an impression
okay,
of Baloo.
Jamie, do me a favor if you can, if you'd be so kind. I don't know how the audio is working right now, but can you just YouTube Louis Prima Jungle
Louis
Book?
Prima's not a real person. Baloo is a real bear.
Louis Prima's a real person. Well, he died, but whatever. He was a real person.
So pour one out for Louis Prima,
Yeah, better.
who isn't real, but Baloo was real.
What?
Louis Prima was doing a bad Baloo impression.
I don't even think you know what you're saying right now.
And we'll move on. We got.
Now that that's established, Louis, I'll tell you right now. You hear Louis Prima's voice, you're instantly happy. Boom. I'll just tell you that right now.
Sure, you talk about Baloo, you're instantly happy,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
But-
Baloo was great.
Yeah, Baloo was great. Yeah, I'm not doubting that, but I'm just saying, Louis Prima, when you hear his voice, you'll know it, and you'll be like, oh, that's the guy that instantly makes you happy because he's got a great singing voice.
Yeah, like Baloo.
Sure.
Someone suggested Louis.
What was that, Jamie?
I can't
It's an
preview it
attempt.
because your mic's on.
So it's my fault.
Yes,
now.
it's your
It's
fault.
my fault that in my segment my mic's on.
We'll
Yes.
circle back
We'll
to
move
Louis.
on.
With
We'll
Louis
move
Prima.
on.
Yes, go ahead.
Louis Prima makes you happy. So does the Cowboys losing. We got our answer as to how the Cowboys might do.
Great tie-in.
If you surround Andy Dalton with a ton of weapons, they got pasted 38-10.
Yeah.
Most Cowboys fans were overheard leaving AT&T Stadium saying, quote, "You got to re-sign Anthony Davis. That's not even an option. Got to go for back-to-back chips."
Well played. Yeah, it was pretty terrible last night. And look, the officiating was terrible. I know Cowboys fans will cry about that. I'm taking that in the end zone. There's a reason why Andy Dalton's never won a playoff game.
Yeah, he's not that good.
He's bad at being
And when
a
your running
quarterback.
back's fumbling all the time, it gets worse.
That doesn't help.
That too
No.
is a negative.
I did also see that there was, and take this with a grain of salt because Twitter kind of makes a big deal out of nothing sometimes, out of a couple of idiots. Yeah, I know. But apparently there was a little bit of an outcry on Twitter from Cowboys fans that were angry at Zeke, saying that the team should trade him.
Yeah, that's stupid, but that's Cowboys fans.
He's
for you.
not the same.
He definitely is not the same. Not even a little bit. Not even close to the same.
No.
He definitely looked like he was a step slower last night.
Their offensive line's banged up, though.
Their offensive line is banged up. But
That doesn't stop Miles Sanders.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a pretty damn good quarterback. Or
It doesn't
pretty
stop
damn good
Boston
running
Scott. Doesn't stop Corey Clement.
No, it does actually stop those two.
Okay,
Clement.
okay.
All right, Louis Prima was King Louis of the Apes.
Yeah, he was the ape
He
guy.
was the voice
He wasn't
of
Beluga.
King Louis of
Whatever
the
his name
Apes.
is, Beluga.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you don't even
Sebastian
know.
Cabot was Bagheera.
At least
You
I
don't
knew he
even
was.
know.
At least I know
Yeah.
he was in the movie.
Phil Harris was Baloo.
You're stop.
It's been 30 years since I've
But
seen
I'm sorry, but
Jungle
you're
Book.
playing yourself. You look foolish. Like, our listeners are laughing at you in their car.
I don't think
for your lack of
I don't
Jungle
think
Book knowledge.
Jungle Book knowledge being lacked by me is a laughable.
Let's go to a
instance.
topic that you clearly know.
Okay, what's that?
Sports. We didn't get into this yesterday, but the Phillies are now looking for a new pitching coach.
Wow.
Pretty sure it's their 5th in 5 years. I got to double check that. But Brian Price is retiring from full-time coaching. That 60-game season was just the straw that broke the camel's back. But do you think this is a big blow or not?
Yeah, I do think it's a big blow because pitching coach stability is something that I actually would have enjoyed with the Phillies to have as a sports guy. I think that especially some of the younger arms are benefiting from a guy like, I think Vinny Velasquez, he's not good, don't get me wrong, but I think we saw some of his best starts under this pitching coach, and I thought that was something that could only grow.
Well, the excitement when he got here was through the roof, right? Oh,
Yeah.
let's see
I
what
was
this
pumped.
staff can do.
It's a great
now.
hire,
So,
yeah.
but now Bryce Harper's jumping in and telling the Phillies who they should hire as a pitching coach. Did you
he?
see this?
No.
Yeah, there was a story in the paper today. Apparently, Bryce Harper thinks that Scott Brown, Vanderbilt, that's who he'd vote for the pitching coach. Bryce Harper just wants his stamp on this whole team.
No, but let me ask you a question, though. Was Bryce Harper asked about this, or did he just come out in the media and just say, like, did he tweet this? I mean,
there's
what's
a
the
story in the
context?
paper with the
Well, if
headline
there's a story in
and
the
quotes
paper,
and
then
all that
somebody
stuff.
asked him, I'm sure.
I'd
And
rather
what are
have
you
Bryce
supposed to
Harper's
say?
imprint on this team than John
Yeah.
Middleton.
He says,
Exactly.
Scott Brown, you up.
I would rather have exactly what Jamie just said. I mean, a guy that actually wants JT Realmuto back
Yeah, so
and doesn't care about the price? Oh, my God.
Is it possible to have Bryce Harper as the interim GM? Because I kind of like the moves he wants to make with this team.
We can ask.
I think we can. Why not?
I support.
He probably would say, well, just being honest with you guys, yeah, I could probably do that job too.
All in favor? Yay? We're all yay.
Real quick, a little PSA to Mr. Middleton. If you're paying attention to the World Series that begins tonight, there's a team called the Dodgers from Los Angeles and the Rays from Tampa. Both of those teams have farm systems and spend money well.
Poach.
You should probably poach whoever's in charge of that from either one of those two franchises. Thank you for listening, Mr. John Middleton.
Do.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
morning
Yeah.
show.
Good job, Jamie.
That's a good take right there. Here's
because he's a
another
big
one.
I
fan
see
of
the
the show.
rainbow over his head.
The best of all the takes so
Yes.
far.
There's more to come.
Yeah.
The NBA would like you to believe they created the bubble to finish the season for its players, their fans, to try to return some normalcy to the country out of the sheer goodness of their heart. It cost $180 million after all to run that bubble.
Wow.
And that's no chump change. Well, that $180 million investment paid off big time, as Sports Business Daily reported that the $180 million investment was peanuts in terms of the $1.5 billion in revenue the league was going to lose. So the NBA bubble seemed to work out for all parties involved.
Wow, so it was $30 million over budget. I'll take that.
Was it
It was
30
supposed
million?
to be 150. It was supposed to be 150 million. It cost 180. You said?
It cost 180. They made one. It would have
Some
cost them
quick
1.5 billion.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they still came over.
We struggled with math yesterday, so let's not do this again to the people.
Yeah, right. $30 million over budget. I'm fine with it. Yeah. That's good for them. Good for them. I'm glad they saved their season. I'm glad we had NBA Finals to
Adam
watch.
Silver for
So am
president.
I.
Yeah, pretty much.
Adam Silver's the best.
It's one of the best stories to come out of sports in a long time, as a matter of fact.
I also don't know if we would have gotten an NHL bubble, if we would have gotten,
Without the NBA.
Without the NBA, the NBA bubble. He kind of trendsetted it. All right, the Eagles are set to face the Giants in 2 days, and I don't know if you guys are aware of that. The Giants have a new head coach, Joe Judge.
Yep.
Judge is actually a local guy. He went to Lansdale Catholic.
He's one of Jamie's best friends.
I played basketball against him growing up.
Never met him.
Well, actually, we both played for Mount
But you
Carmel.
know people that still hang out with him, right?
Did you?
Yeah, I know somebody in his group of friends.
I actually was just texting with him a minute ago. No, I
Did you?
wasn't.
Did you
Not
go
at
hard
all.
in the paint? Did you throw elbows at him?
Yeah, I threw elbows at Joe Judge. No, he was on the good team.
Did you dunk on him and say judge, jury, and executioner? Anyway, Judge learned from the two of the best in the game, Nick Saban at Alabama, he was on the staff there, as well as Bill Belichick's Patriots staff, which is where he was hired from. Judge described the weird interview that took place with both. So when he interviewed for Alabama, Nick Saban asked him to write up a play on the board, and as soon as he started to write the play up, Saban just left and didn't come back for 20 more minutes. Saban came back and was accompanied by a guy that Judge said he never saw before or after. And as Judge continued to write up plays, both Saban and this rando just started ripping Judge apart, like everything. It was as if they were the two old guys from the Muppets. Then there was Belichick.
You're going through all the details of the job, what it would entail. And as you're in the middle of talking, Bill gets up and just takes off his shirt. I'm trying to play through my mind at the time, like, all right, Nick wanted to make fun of me and see if I'd crack right there. And Coach Belichick, he must try and see how off he can throw me.
Well, things got weird.
How off he can throw me.
I don't even want to know why this music is being played.
Judge actually pulled out his phone and recorded the incident that got even more weird.
Just doing my workout. Tuesday's arms and back. Oh, it's the deep burn. Oh, I could barely lift my right arm because I did so many. I don't know if you heard me counting. I did over 1,000.
That was Belichick, if you were curious.
Oh, okay.
No, in all seriousness, he says that you think that Belichick is trying to throw you off, but in reality, he's just busy and had to change into a suit to get somewhere. But the original interview with Saban just warped this guy's mind.
It's kind of weird.
What that he took his shirt off?
Well,
it's not like he took
no,
his
you
pants
said
off.
I'm talking about Saban. Kind of weird. He just left, came back, and started.
He came back and started he said he was ripping his clothing, the plays, like every little detail that he could rip.
Trying to throw him off. He's one of those guys.
Him and this random guy who was the Flavor Flav of the group, I guess, just started throwing your mama jokes at him.
I knew a guy like that who wasn't. I don't want to say he was my friend. He wasn't my friend, but I just knew this guy who was a boss. And I went into a couple company functions with them, whatever, and their employees would tell me that this guy would like walk up to them in the office and be like, "Why'd you wear that tie today?" And then just walk away. And he would explain that it was to keep them on their toes. And I'm like, "You're a jerk." That's like you're a jerk.
That's what DJ Bonbon does to me. And then he just walked. Former Eagles head coach Ray Rhodes.
Hey,
are we wishing him a happy birthday?
Sure. Of course we are. I would like him to give us a pregame.
Ryan Dawkins, so shout out to him.
Yeah.
Former Philly great Rudy Cianez. Hey, he's an 08 World Series champ.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a pull, right?
That is a pull.
Wasn't
yes,
a great birthday day.
No.
Eddie Jones, Temple's finest.
One of my all-time favorite local Big Five players ever.
Damn right.
Probably my favorite, him and Sheed.
All right, and today...
Wow, yeah.
Well, he wasn't Big Five, but...
He was Big Five, yeah.
You don't even know sports. Shut up. Today...
Do you even know Jungle Book?
Fine, he's my favorite local. Eddie Jones is my favorite Big Five.
Copy.
Today in history, in 1976, the Sixers paid $3 million to the New York Nets for Dr. J. I think that worked out pretty well.
That worked out well here in Philadelphia.
All right, we'll actually go back to 1973, though. President Richard Nixon proclaimed that Jim Thorpe was the greatest athlete in the first half of the century. So I ask you guys, who in your opinion was the best in the second half of the 20th century?
Is that the first ever hot take? I mean, I don't want to judge. I never saw him
It's a
play.
presidential proclamation.
I never saw him play.
I think the first hot take was the Boston Tea Party.
Jim Brown, I guess, is rivalry to Jim Thorpe. As greatest athlete.
Jim Brown probably would have been mine because he was such a dominant athlete in basketball and lacrosse as well.
All right.
But
what are you asking me
Deion
here?
Sanders, who's the
greatest athlete of our lifetime
in the second half of the 20th century. So 1950 on.
Are you talking about athleticism?
Yeah, athlete
or domination of their sport.
Yeah.
If you want to go with a curler,
well, like
a jockey,
Serena Williams could be, in that conversation.
Yeah, she could absolutely be in there. I think
Nadal, Messi,
Tom
Gretzky, Brady.
See, Brady's the most interesting thing about Brady is that he was the one as well. But Brady, I'll check. But as far as players, he's the one constant for 20 years.
But it's funny. The label is important. We talked about this before. You're saying best athlete. We're not saying greatest. We're not saying most dominant. We're saying best athlete.
And keep in mind, it's 1950 to 1999.
So they had to play in a 10-sport event.
Yeah.
Who would be the best across all 10 sports?
Obvious. It's G.J. Kinney. I think G.J. Kinney is probably the best
wide receiver and quarterback. Good call.
Let's not sleep on Hollis Thompson.
Has to be in there, too, because he was drafted by the Kings in the fourth round.
Chicks dig the long ball.
I mean, Bo Jackson would be up there.
Michael
if
Vick
you're
was
God, yeah,
drafted
Deion
by the-
Sanders.
Michael Vick was drafted by the Rockies.
There's no answer to this question.
Yeah, well, no, I think I nailed it. G.J. Kinney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, GJ. It's
I'll
always,
concede.
it's whenever in doubt, just throw GJ Kinney out
All right,
there.
what else you got?
And that's well.
Wait, whoa,
geez,
whoa, whoa.
That's all it takes. I mean, that's it.
That is all.
That's all we
Snuck
have.
that in there.
What?
That's all
No,
we
no, no,
got.
no. I just want to make sure we were.
All right.
Oh, we had
at the right-
enough.
I looked at the clock and I decided,
Hey,
yes, you're right. We have had
He's
enough.
bullying me. No more takes.
Do we have Louis Prima? Do we have Louis Prima? Is he here?
Do we have?
He's not.
Mark Farzetta with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch. Mornings on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.